Hey everybody, welcome to another video, and this time it's my second pre-release kit. Yay! It's still Amonkhet, obviously, and I went to this on Saturday evening, I believe. This time my deck did a lot better in my opinion, and the first card in this deck is Luxa River Shrine, which costs 3. You pay 1 and tap, you gain a life, put a brick counter on it. Tap it if you have 3 or more brick counters and you gain 2 life instead. I'm all about that life gain sometimes. You gotta have some life gain, because sometimes that's what will keep you alive. And it might be the only thing until you can get what you need out. Next card is Oketra's Monument. It costs 3 as well. And white creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, which doesn't matter. But whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance, which is why I put it in there. There's no white creature spells in this deck. I thought about cutting it. This deck, I went to 42 cards. I know. Cardinal sin, but too bad. Next one's Flame Blade Adept. It costs a mountain. It has Menace. And when I cycle or discard a card, it gets +1 attack until end of turn. And it's a 1/2. Hey, it costs 1. It does the thing. For 1. What is not good about that? I like the fire. Makes me think of Chandra. Anyway, Hazard's Favor. Costs a mountain and 2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target creature you control get +2/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. If you do, sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Didn't really use this card, but I put it in there. I mean, sometimes it could be the difference between winning and losing. Just depends on what the state of the board is. Next card is Emberhorn Minotaur, and it costs mountain and 3. You may exert it, and when you do, it gets +1/+1, gains menace until end of turn. And it's a 4/3. I don't think I really used this either, to tell you the truth. I don't know why. Probably I just didn't draw it, because 40 card deck, I had one of these. You know. Next is Manticore of the Gauntlet, aka Kitty. It costs mountain and 4. And when it enters the battlefield, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature you control. Manticore of the Gauntlet deals 3 damage to target opponent, and it's a 5/4. I know this one made my friend a bit angry, because it's like, what you gonna do? You gonna take 3 damage, that's what you gonna do. Because this ain't combat damage or anything. Next card is Pathmaker Initiate. It costs mountain and 1. You can tap it to make sure one creature you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked. What's not good about that? And it's a 2/1. So if you have 2 of them, you can make the other one unblockable. You know, it has its things. Next card is Desert Ceradon. It costs mountain and 5. It has cycling of amount of mountain, and it's a 6/4. Which I don't think I ever actually got to this card in my deck, or if I did, I cycled it immediately. Because it's not a bad card, it's just... You know, this thing looks like something from Silent Hill. I'm sorry. Got distracted. Next card is Battlefield Scavenger. It costs mountain and 1. You may exert it, and if you do, whenever you exert a creature, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. And it's a 2/2. Hello, Pathmaker Initiate. Would you like to make this unblockable this turn? Why, yes. Yes, you would. I said so. And, you know, Deem Worthy, which I don't think I ever played. It costs mountain and 4. It deals 7 damage to target creature, and it has cycling of mountain and 3. When you cycle Deem Worthy, you may have it deal 2 damage to target creature. I don't even think I got to cycle it either, now that I'm thinking about it. But, you know, it's still kind of good because the cycling cost is what you're probably going to do it for, in my opinion. Next card is Trial of Zeal. It costs mountain and 2. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player. When a cartouche enters the battlefield under your control, return Trial of Zeal to its owner's hand. Can you guess something I might have in this deck? It starts with a C and ends with an Artouche. I promise. I have one in here. Next card is Blazing Volley. It costs a mountain and it deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. Some of this set I think was made specifically thinking about Kaladesh, which makes sense. Kill all the tokens. All of them. Trying to think, is there another card like this back in the good old days, if some people would say? And here's the Cartouche of Zeal that costs 1 mountain. Enchant creature you control when when Cartouche enters the battlefield. Target creature can't block this turn. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. I never used it for the haste, to tell you the truth. And I had 2 of these in my deck, but I never used them for haste. Because the only time they'd been good is that 1 drop I had earlier. Next one is Cartouche of Ambition. It costs Swamp and 2. It's a bit more expensive mana-wise. Enchant creature you control. When Cartouche of Ambition enters the battlefield, you may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has lifelink. I had to put this one in because, like I said, I love gaining life. And at the same time, I was taking my friend's life away. Next card is Trespasser's Curse. It costs Swamp and 1. Enchant player. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under enchanted player's control, that player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And what isn't good about this? They lose life, you gain life. It isn't combat damage, so you can't use Hazel Pollen against it, Fog, whatever. You just take it. Next card is Bontu the Glorified. He costs Swamp and 2 and is a god. He has Menace and Indestructible, but he can't attack or block unless a creature died under your control this turn. But you can play Swamp and 1 to sacrifice another creature, scry 1. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And he's a 4/6. I mean, that's a good price. He just has that one thing. I wish he could at least block without the death. Anyway, Splendid Agony. Costs Swamp and 2. Distribute 2 -1/-1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures. Which I did use this against my friend because I was like, I'm putting it on this one. Oh, look, it's dead. Hey, it meant I did more damage that turn, so I had to do it. I had plenty of mana to waste. Next card is Miasmic Mummy. It costs Swamp and 1. When it enters the battlefield, each player discards a card, and it's a 2/2. I don't even think I used this. It was there. Or if I did, I had no cards in my hand once I played them, so I couldn't discard. But I don't think I used it. But I can't remember. I really can't. I'm getting old. Can't remember anything, to tell you the truth. Next card is Wasteland Scorpion. It costs Swamp and 2. It has Death Touch and a second cost of 2. And it's also a 2/2. Its tail looks weird, but I don't think I ever got to play this because I don't think it ever came to my hand for some reason. But I would have used it because Death Touch, hello. Next card is Horror of the Broken Lands. It costs Swamp and 4. Whenever you cycle or discard another card, Horror of the Broken Lands gets +2/+1 until end of turn, and it has Cycling of Swamp. And it's a 4/4. This one I know I used, and I also believe I put the Cartouche of Ambition on it too for lifelink and +1/+1. Because my other main creature was Bontu at that point. Next card is Cursed Minotaur. It costs Swamp and 2, and it has Menace, and it's a 3/2. Look, that is why we must never waver. That is what awaits us if we fail. Being an anorexic minotaur looking thing? Okay, sounds like fun. And by fun, I mean not fun at all, obviously. Next card is Pitiless Vizier. It costs Swamp and 3, and whenever you cycle or discard a card, Pitiless Vizier gains Indestructible until end of turn, and it's a 4/2. I like state when I created, well, I didn't really create it. I created a deck, and then between rounds, my friend Blake helped me do this. So remember that at pre-release, you can always ask for help with your deck. It's not against the rules, and it will help you, because the entire time I was playing with the original deck I made for this pre-release, I was like, I should be playing black. Probably red, too. Probably black and red. But I didn't do it. So he helped me do this, because, look, I'm not a big red player or black, really. So I need help understanding how they intertwine more. Cause look, I haven't played in forever, so I might as well be a newbie. So help me understand. I don't know what I'm doing here. Well, okay, seriously, I don't know what I'm doing here. I just tried to play the card, okay? That's all I know. I know I need to play the cards. So, if anyone ever wants to play against me, we could play someday, Skype or whatever. I don't know if any of y'all would actually want to play against me since y'all are probably better than me. So you might be like, you know what? I do not want to destroy a person this badly. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you have a nice day. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.